This is a Requiem for Charlotte Johnson. She died in December. Okay, here it goes. I worked for Glenn and Charlotte Johnson a few years ago. Their organic farm on Fur Island. They were a loving couple. Charlotte complained about Glenn all the time, and right in front of him too. Charlotte was largely disappointed in all of us. We never worked hard enough, not as hard as she did, but I just loved her. She was so warm and beautiful, and her complaining, it all fit together. Glenn would have been in a mental hospital or in prison if he didn't have that farm and Charlotte to keep him balanced. He is, or was, the most manic individual on planet Earth, but working 18-hour days on the farm used up most of his energy, and he was able to be peaceful. One day Charlotte drove the step van to Anacortes for the market. The van broke down on Highway 20. She called Glenn to come and help her. He was not near his phone, so she called me and I drove out there. Meanwhile, the tow truck driver came, but the van was too big and heavily loaded for the tow truck to handle. Charlotte was mad enough to spit. I have to get to the market. There are people waiting for me. My farm depends on it, she said. The tow truck operator heard her cries of anguish, and he said, well, I can't tow you, but if you offload your produce to the back of my truck, then I can bring you and the lettuce to the market. Charlotte said, wonderful, and gave him a great big hug. Working really fast, we moved all the produce boxes from the broke-down van to the tow truck, and off they went. Charlotte got to the market a little late, but she sold all her produce to her loyal customers. That's how things worked on Charlotte's farm. Everything was always breaking down, but she never gave up. And that's what I tell young people when I talk about farming. I say it's not like farmers know how to grow things better. It's more like they just never give up. It was a good life for Charlotte, and I hope the best for Glenn.